What is hypnosis? What does it feel like? And how does it work in a group session? Are group sessions effective even? These are all questions that I've been asked recently, so I thought I would answer them for you on this video quickly. Hypnosis is a naturally occurring state. We experience it every day. It's a state of focus. It's often classed as relaxed, but it doesn't have to be. As a fighter, as an athlete, when you react automatically without engaging your conscious mind. So when a fighter, we don't have to think about everything that we throw. When we're learning to throw those moves, those combinations, we have to consciously consider everything that our body is doing. But when we're in that ring and our coach gives us something, a command, and we react without consciously thinking about it, we're being hypnotized. We don't call it hypnosis, we call it coaching, I guess. But that's what it is, and that's the state that we want to find, that state of flow. And when you read a book or watch a film and you engage your imagination and you take yourself into a different world and you're fully immersed, and perhaps your friend or your family, somebody in the room, that they speak to you and you don't hear what they say, and all of a sudden you consciously come back into the room and you're like, oh, sorry, what did you say? I missed that. Can you repeat it? And they're like, oh, you weren't paying attention to me. You were in a state of hypnosis. And that it's different for everybody. So what does hypnosis feel like? It's very pleasant and it is often relaxed, especially if you're in a guided session. You will be guided down into a relaxed state. Your hypnosis, whatever that feels like for you. People often say it's a bit like being in a dream, but you are still aware. You're not asleep, you're awake, and your conscious mind is still there. So sometimes you remember what the hypnotist says, what the therapist says, but other bits you don't remember perhaps, or perhaps they become a bit more blurry, or you become fully immersed in your own imagination. A bit like being read a story, or I don't know, whatever it might be. And it's unique for you. And every session is slightly different too. So I've been hypnotized many times. I've been hypnotized one-to-one and in group sessions. And no two sessions have been exactly the same, but they've all been very pleasant, very enjoyable. And sometimes you don't even know what happened. You're not consciously aware of the changes that have been made, because it happens at a deeper level in your unconscious. So the analogy that's often used is like an iceberg, and we are consciously aware of the problem, so we see the tip of the iceberg, but it's so much deeper than that. Everything under that surface level, all of our thoughts, feelings, emotions, memories, everything throughout our life, it's stored in our unconscious mind. A bit like now, you're aware of the words that I'm saying and you're perhaps aware of a few other things, but I can draw your attention to your big toe on your left foot and you become consciously aware of that. But you were unconsciously aware of it before. Or you can become consciously aware of your breathing now, because you have been automatically breathing and your heart is beating, but you're not always consciously aware until your attention is brought to it. So that's sort of how hypnosis works. It's probably a bit more complicated than that to explain fully, but we don't need to know exactly how it works in the mind. Luckily, the science is developing to be able to find that out more too. But that's a story for another day, or a subject for another day, because it's not a story if it's science, or is it? I don't know. But how does it work in a group session? The best analogy that I have for this is think of a group exercise class. Think of Zumba or kickboxing, like I run. And if you really want to go deep into one specific point and you want it to be all about you, one-to-one can be massively beneficial. But in hypnosis, you're being guided into your hypnosis. As the hypnotist, I don't do anything to make you change. You make the changes and I guide it. So in a group session, I'm guiding the hypnosis, I'm guiding the change, but it's your subconscious mind, your unconscious, in that state that makes the changes that you need to make. I don't tell you exactly what those changes will be, and I don't need to know exactly what your problems are. And that's one of the things that I think makes hypnotherapy incredible. We don't have to talk about our issues because the problem is never the problem. Somebody comes in for weight loss, it's not because they don't know that they shouldn't be eating a packet of biscuits or 5 packets of crisps or whatever it might be. It's the underlying cause of that problem that needs resolving. They don't need to consciously change. Well, they do need to consciously change as well. You can combine conscious changes with the unconscious changes too for the best effect. So that's where we can educate on better practices, creating better habits and healthier habits and everything like that. But in a group hypnosis session, you come with the thing that you would like to resolve consciously, and unconsciously something else might get resolved anyway. I've had people come to me for stop smoking and it's ended up resolving anxiety, year-long, lifelong anxieties, and all of a sudden they don't understand how it happened, and I don't know because I didn't do it. I guided the hypnosis and their mind made the change. And the other thing about group sessions that I find amazing, I guess, is the energy, because there's a group of people there working together. So it's very individual, it's very personal, and you make the changes that you need to make. But being part of that group, being connected to other people, just like that group exercise class, you don't really care what other people are doing around you. You're focused on your body and how it moves and improving your own technique, your own health, your own fitness. But doing it together, being able to laugh about it together and celebrate it afterwards, it's just an incredible feeling. And so I love running group hypnosis sessions for that reason. A, because it can help more people, and B, because that connection of individuals coming together and creating something bigger than just themselves. So I hope that answered a couple of questions for you, and do feel free to reach out. I'm constantly working on my own descriptions of what hypnosis is. The best way is honestly to experience it, because I was doubtful in the beginning too, and I wondered, will it work and what will it be like? But it's, believe me, please, honestly, it is a pleasant experience. It's something that you're probably fairly nervous about if you've never experienced it before, and that's natural, but you really don't have to worry. You can allow yourself to relax, and being guided down, you can enjoy it, and you will make incredible changes. And you don't need to be able to explain exactly how. Even if your mind wants to, if your mind's a bit like mine and it wants to know, and you can continue to learn and study it for years to come if you wish. But take that first step and allow yourself to be guided into hypnosis, and allow yourself to make the changes that you've been wanting to make for however long, weeks, months, years perhaps. And I look forward to speaking to you again soon.